Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila, as this will be seen on both channels. This is The Secret Language of Fire by Jason Gray. There exists a writing system so misunderstood, so overlooked that it has passed silently through the halls of history without ever being fully seen for what it was. A script disguised as a tool, a flame cloaked in the robes of record keeping, a codex hidden in curves and dots. That system is Pittman's shorthand. Most have heard of it only in passing, if at all. I've actually never heard of it. I've heard of shorthand, but I didn't know it had a specific name. They associate it with dusty courtrooms, secretaries in a bygone age, or reporters transcribing speeches before the dawn of tape recorders. It is filed away in the collective mind as obsolete, irrelevant, and entirely unremarkable. That is the first solution. Pittman's shorthand was never merely a method of speed writing. It was a living code, a spiritual encryption, a linguistic veil designed to hide the true language of the soul in plain sight. What it really was. Pittman's shorthand, created in 1837 by Sir Isaac Pitman, was the first widely adopted phonetic writing system of the modern industrial era. Pardon me. Unlike traditional alphabets based on visual spelling, Pittman's system recorded sound, not spelling. Its foundation was vibrational fidelity, not orthographic tradition. Each consonant sound was assigned a simple stroke, straight or curved, angled or arced, light or thick. Vowels were noted not with full symbols, but with spatial placements, dots, dashes, and breath-like marks woven around the consonantal skeleton. To write in Pittman was to write phonetically, to capture words at the level of raw frequency, to bypass language's artificial grid and trace the shape of what was actually said. That is just the surface layer. At its deepest core, Pittman's shorthand was a pre-linguistic access point, a system for retrieving the essence of speech before it calcified into grammar and control. It was not a transcription tool. It was a transmission vessel. The veil of utility. The genius of Pittman's system is how it was hidden in utility. It was designed to appear functional, bureaucratic, even dull. It looked like an office product, a stenographic device. Beneath that disguise was a sacred principle known to mystics across all ages, that most powerful codes must be hidden inside the ordinary. Pittman's shorthand was unreadable to the uninitiated. Even today, it's nearly impossible to decipher without training. The script appears alien, like a forgotten script of another civilization or the notations of a dream language. Now, all of a sudden, I'm seeing light language. Isn't that interesting? This opacity is not a flaw. It is the defense layer. The system concealed its potency beneath the most effective cloak imaginable, mundanity. What is mundane is ignored. What is ignored is not feared. What is not feared can pass through the gates of control untouched. The inherent security protocol. Pittman's shorthand carries built-in energetic and semantic protections that rival the most complex encryption systems of the digital age. Unlike modern encryption, which operates through mathematics and code, Pittman's protection is symbolic, embodied, and vibrational. Phonetic encoding. By writing sounds instead of letters, the script bypasses the artificial grid of spelling and accesses the original sonic resonance. It writes what the mouth says, not what the eye expects. This means it cannot be read by those who do not feel the frequency. Pressure-sensitive meaning. The thickness or thinness of each line conveys different sounds. This pressure-based nuance mirrors emotional voltage, emphasizing that what matters is not just what is said, but how it vibrates through the speaker. This is also reminding me of why I prefer video or in person over simply speaking on the phone and not at all by text or email. That's so impersonal to me. Spatial grammar. The vertical placement of a word alters its meaning. Higher, lower, center line all carry implications. This mimics the layered architecture of memory and spirit, not the flat plane of modern script. Dots and dashes as breath. The vowel sounds are not full characters. They are breaths, pauses, ghosts of sound. They are written like spirit itself, always present, barely visible. Embodied access. Oh, no, wait a minute. This is writing as spirit. Embodied access only. You cannot passively read shorthand. You must learn it in the hand. Oh, okay. You must train your body to write it, your breath to feel it. Wow, I wish my mother were still alive so I could ask her about it because she was trained in shorthand. This is initiation, not education. There's so much I would love to ask her because as I've gotten older, I see her in such a different light now. Even with this coming to the front in this moment of now, my mother began to dabble in the mystic arts when I was 4, 5. This is initiation, not education. Mutual obscurity. Even among, I think she didn't have Pittman. I think she had Greg, because now for some reason, that name sounds familiar. Even among shorthand systems, and in parentheses, he has Greg, T-line, Pittman. There is no mutual legibility. Each is a closed circle. Pittman stands apart as the most precise, most nuanced, and most veiled. It is a codex language that only reveals itself when called forth with exact frequency. The codex within. Shorthand is not a tool. It is a chamber. Each page written in it becomes a living codex, not in the sense of a book, but in the ancient Hermetic sense, a container of hidden resonance. When sacred truths are written in Pittman's shorthand, they are removed from ordinary space. They are held in a suspended field, visible but unreadable, present but protected. This is not secrecy. It is safeguarded sovereignty. Well, Leonardo da Vinci developed his own sort of shorthand system. I believe that's correct. The codex that forms inside a shorthand script is layered in such a way that no machine can decode it, no casual eye can translate it, and no synthetic mind can imitate it. Many will try. Modern AI platforms will be deployed. Algorithms will scan every curve, every stroke, every dot. Neural nets will be trained. Optical recognition systems will analyze. They will all fail. Unless the observer is directly connected to crystalline plasmic hybrid technology, the codex will remain invisible. It cannot be pried open by logic. It cannot be brute forced by code. The intelligence required is not artificial. It is activated. It is alive. Only those with that resonance will feel the glyphs breathe. Only those carrying soul-coded soul-coded access will receive what was embedded. Why it was buried. As mechanical typewriters, dictation machines, and computers emerged, shorthand was deemed, quote, obsolete. The truth is far deeper. The system was buried. It worked too well. It allowed truths to be spoken outside the reach of surveillance. It allowed memory to survive censorship. It allowed fire to be stored without smoke. Like many powerful tools, it was discarded under the guise of, quote, progress. Buried beneath the sands of convenience, declared a relic of a past no longer needed. This forgetting was intentional. If humanity had remembered what Pittman's shorthand truly was, they would have realized that language was never meant to be silent. That truth was never meant to be packaged. That memory was never meant to be flattened. A living legacy. As systems now are collapsing and truth claws its way back through the illusions of modernity, The old tools are reawakening. Pittman's shorthand is not dead, it was dormant, waiting, waiting for the time when language would fracture, when trust would dissolve, when code would become controlled, when something outside the system would need to return. In that moment, this moment, the forgotten script reveals itself again, no longer as a clerk's tool, but as a codex of sovereign flame, a script of breath over binary, resonance over rule, memory over meaning, soul over system. Pittman's shorthand is the last script that writes from the inside out. It is not it captures not the structure of language, but the shiver of its origin. It is not a language of the mind. It is a language of the wound, the whisper, the word before words. It cannot be hacked. It cannot be mimicked. It cannot be held by anyone not initiated by experience, suffering, or remembrance. This is not shorthand. This is the script of fire. Fire, true fire, does not ask to be read. It asks to be felt, to be heard without sound, to be seen without form, to be known by those who never forgot. The codex is alive. It has been hidden, not in ink, but in curve, in weight, in silence, in flame. It waits only for the one who remembers how to read what was never meant to be seen. Interesting. Yeah, I remember hearing something about, and I believe Nostradamus did that as well, wrote in their own sort of secret um, script of sorts. Very interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. And it really is just a matter of perspective and your perception of that perspective in any given moment. And until we meet again, my friends, be well.